Drink Cinema! Cheers. Welcome to another episode of Two Drink Cinema. We are 2 out of 3 brothers talking about classic movie genres. Hello, Brett.
Hello, Lee.
How are you?
Good.
Good.
I was trying to think of something funny to go with the theme, but I really couldn't.
Oh, and I'm glad you didn't go with something romantic.
Yep, because you're my brother.
Yes. We are talking about romantic comedies because this month we have reviewed Bros on Rainbow Popcorn.
Yep.
And Four Weddings and a Funeral on Two Drink Cinema. So we are more particularly talking about the frustrating side of romantic comedies.
Yeah.
So we will get onto that very shortly. But guess what? Speaking of trends that are bordering on overdone, I found another alcoholic lemon squash.
And it's called Alcoholic Lemon Squash.
Yes, made by
Tinnies
in their Pub Classics range.
All right.
There is also something to look forward to in the near future, a raspberry.
These are small.
They're 330s.
Transport your taste buds back to the 80s. Nostalgia in a can. Well, there you go.
They do also have...
It's got a big 18 plus on it,
Yeah.
in case you thought it was solo.
They have raspberry too, so we'll try that at some point soon. But this is Pub Squash.
Cheers.
Alcoholic lemon squash from Tinny's Pub Classics. Cheers.
No. That doesn't take me back to the 80s. Doesn't taste like breast milk.
I was going to say, we have no memories in the 80s. Yeah, it's not... It's definitely more lift than solo.
Correct. But it's
Yeah.
not pub squash.
No.
Out of a... anybody watching on YouTube, you can see I'm pressing the nozzle.
He's pressing the post-mix button.
That's it. I couldn't think of the word post-mix.
It's not a post-mix pub
the
squash.
sugar?
Maybe it is.
What's the sugar on this? Because it tastes a bit low in sugar.
Just do something weird for me. Just sniff the top of the can.
Oh.
Yeah. Does it smell? It smells medicinal.
I don't know. It smells tinny. 1.2 standard drinks, though. That's not bad.
They've packed a lot of grog in that little can.
I'd have 6 of them.
Well, we've got 6.
There you go.
Long episode ahead, everybody.
A few tinnies.
Let's go. Speaking of pub squashes, lemon squashes, alcoholic and drinking lots of cans, I went to Dumplings on Saturday night.
Yep.
And
cool.
it's BYO, and we ended up on the party level. There were 10 of us.
You know how I knew you did that? I got a few random texts on Saturday night from you.
Right. Yeah.
That was like Lee's drinking.
It's about karaoke. So
It was before that too.
we went to Dumplings, BYO, and the Dumplings place we go in the city, shout out to Shanghai Village, has a
right
party
at the
level.
top, the party level?
Yeah, right at the top.
I've been to that one before when it was probably about 35 degrees outside.
That wouldn't have been fun up there.
And there was like 20 18-year-olds on one table and us on the other.
We had 2 tables behind us of would have been 18 to 20-year-olds,
Yeah.
separate groups,
Yeah.
but there were a few boys looking over at the girls' table, just saying. But we sang Happy Birthday probably 4 times.
Yep.
To who? I don't know. And then one of our group got there
Caleb.
late. So we all sung Happy Birthday to him, and the whole joint joined in. And then there were a couple of guys that walked in, and I'm like, fuck, the 90s are back. Because there were 2 with like bleached blonde.
Yep.
Bit of like kind of JT without the curls. And then there was a middle part.
Right.
So then Shane started singing I Want It That Way.
Okay.
And I said, careful, everyone will be in.
Yeah.
Full restaurant, sing along. We're like, we don't need to go to karaoke after this.
But you did anyway.
But we did, and it was interesting.
The 90s
That
are
venue.
back. And do you know what else was big in the 90s?
4 weddings and a funeral.
Rom-coms.
Yep. Okay, get us back on track. Thank you. This is not a general chat episode. This one has a theme.
I did some research.
Yep.
And by research, I mean I watched a few rom-coms.
Oh, okay, good. Did you put them all on your letterboxed?
Yes, I did.
Good.
850 something.
Oh,
I've worked it out.
okay.
There's 3 things
Yep.
that a rom-com is.
Just 3.
It falls into one of these 3.
Oh, okay. So there's 3 subgenres,
Subgenre.
subcategories. Okay.
Or, I don't want to use your word,
Tropes. Oh, I've got
So-
tropes to list. Don't worry. So you can have categories and then I'll have tropes.
a woman doesn't like a guy, but then ends up changing herself to get the guy.
Okay. Yep. So she thinks she hates him, then realizes she likes him, but he doesn't like her for who she is, so she has to change.
changes.
Grease.
10 Things I Hate About You.
You've got mail
The
a bit.
Proposal.
You've got mail a bit, I reckon.
Yeah.
Not 4 weddings.
No, she's just awful the whole time.
Yeah.
The second one is kind of similar, but they don't change, right? The people don't change.
Yep.
They hate each other at the start, but end up loving each other.
Oh, the hate to love is a trope that is on my list of tropes the internet hates about rom-coms.
The Proposal was, the main one I thought of with that.
Yeah. Which I feel like I should watch because I was just like, oh, that's going to be some shit rom-com. But I really like Ryan Reynolds. And as we
pretty
talked
good.
about with The Heat,
Yeah.
Sandra Bullock's comedy, I think, is underrated. Still.
I enjoy it as a movie to put on. It's like, oh, that was good.
Yeah, all right. Maybe
And
I'll watch it.
it's got America's mother in it, Mary Steenburgen.
Oh, Mary Steenburgen, yeah.
And America's grandmother, Betty White.
So, yeah, who are Ryan Reynolds' mother and grandmother?
Yes.
Yeah.
And the last one is some sort of fake situation that then becomes too much, but they're too far down the track and they have to keep up with it. So they end up liking this person, but then it gets revealed and then they don't like each other. And then they're too quick to forgive, but they like each other anyway. She's the man.
Yeah. 10 Things I Hate About You.
Yep. What was another one? Never Been Kissed.
Yeah. I also did some research as the writer of the two of us into tropes, story tropes that
Huge.
that the internet hates.
The rom-com genre is the epitome of a trope genre.
I reckon that and action are the tropiest
Yeah.
of all movie genres.
Yeah.
Because there are things that you have to have in action, and if you don't have them, fail.
Right.
Horror, I reckon, is in 3rd place. I reckon
Yeah,
there's
you have to have a
rom-com,
jump scare
action,
and a...
horror.
Yeah.
In terms of the tropiest forms of movie.
So what's a rom-com trope?
So, I went through...
I can think of one.
There's a lot of rom-com tropes that the internet hates, but I've picked some of mine that I really don't like. One makeover makes this person hot forever.
Or not even a makeover. Just taking off her glasses and undoing the hair.
Taking off the glasses and undoing the hair. And if you want to see a rom-com really taken the piss out of, Not Another Teen Movie does it really well. Because she does do that. And she becomes hot all of a sudden. But even like just one makeover and then they're going to be hot forever after.
Should have watched another teen movie. Yeah.
That annoys me.
I was trying to think of another one, but I couldn't. Continue.
A misunderstanding. You've mentioned a situation.
Yeah.
But I've split your situation up into two parts.
Okay.
There's a misunderstanding early on that if one of them just went, I think you've misunderstood me, the whole movie would be much better.
Yep.
So someone comes in and says something. Well, 4 Weddings, I think, is one of those. Because if one of them had just said early on, I actually do think I love you, this is not just a one-night stand.
Yeah,
Then they just end up together.
Yeah.
And don't have to ruin 4 other people's lives in the process.
Yeah. Including killing someone. Not really, but there was a funeral.
He just danced too hard.
I was trying to think of another one. I did watch one that I'll talk about that was a bit... They set up a something and it gets out of control.
Okay. Cool story.
And then it's a thing and then a thing and then that. But I get what you mean. That was terrible. I'm sorry, listeners. That was just
awful. Also, Apparently the internet hates the airport chase at the end now.
Okay.
I'm still okay with it because I've never seen it in a movie where they don't kind of give a little nod to the fact that it's a trope.
I want to know where that started. Like, some
I
movie
found
had
the
to...
Wikipedia article about the history of RomCom. We can go and
No,
find it.
but the trope starts somewhere.
Yeah.
Right. It's like stereotypes. There's a bit of truth.
So the airport chase, like
Love Actually.
Love Actually, but that's a kind of funny version of it because it's a kid and Liam Neeson's like, you have to chase her to the airport.
Yeah.
It's what they do in the movies, which makes it okay.
Meta.
Ross and Rachel. I'm going to talk about romance and comedy. They're going to come up again shortly.
What about a trope that was big in 2011 because two movies basically had the same trope plot of...
Ensemble casts.
Well, ensemble casts and also we're just friends. Friends with benefits, no strings attached when Harry met Sally.
Oh, okay, right. Yes, I don't know if that's I don't think that's a trope. I don't think that qualifies as a trope.
That's a story.
That's a story.
That's a plot.
That three of them have done. Another thing that the internet hates and thinks is overused is the public declaration of love.
Oh, well, that's just disgusting.
I don't mind it. Not a public display of affection. The public declaration of love.
A public proposal. Does that count?
Yes. I don't mind a public declaration of love, but what I do hate is when that public declaration of love takes over something else.
Love Actually.
So I'm thinking, yeah.
Half of these are Love Actually.
I know, but I'm thinking like the guy's doing the best man speech, but instead of talking about the groom, he decides to talk because he's just seen the girl that he loves in the audience. So he's got a microphone, so uses it to do that.
Okay. Yeah.
Like, no.
Yeah.
If you want to do a big thing, do it, but not at the expense of other people.
Don't make it all about you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't make it all about you. That's selfish.
Okay.
Calling off the wedding is really annoying.
Mm-hmm.
And we did talk about that in our episode reviewing 4 Weddings and a Funeral.
Yep.
It's what is no doubt going to get 4 Weddings into our list of top 5 most frustrating rom-coms. Stalker mode. Won't take no for an answer.
Love Actually?
Stalker mode. Stalker mode in Love Actually.
Oh, yeah, a couple.
Not won't take no for an answer. Does take no for an answer, but still stalks.
Are we talking about
The guy from
the
The
guy
Walking
or
Dead?
the slutty secretary? She's a bit won't take no for an answer as well. She keeps going at Alan Rickman.
Oh, that... Okay. Slutty secretary girl. No, I thought... Not that she's slutty. When you said secretary, I thought you meant the Prime Minister's secretary.
Oh, no.
No,
she's
not
the best
slutty.
character in the movie.
She's just fat. No, she's not.
Tree Trunks. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
okay, it's the stalker guy in Love Actually. But it's
Groundhog
also a bit Groundhog Day. It's also While You Were Sleeping. Because she just hangs around and convinces his family that she's actually his girlfriend.
Okay.
So the story of that one is she hits him with a car and puts him in a coma, I think. And she feels guilty. And so she goes to visit him at the hospital and then can't tell the family the real reason she's there. So she says, I'm the girlfriend.
Right, okay.
And then when he wakes up, she has to convince him she's the girlfriend. That's Sandra Bullock.
Okay.
The one that annoys me the most
Oh, okay.
is when the whole thing is based on a lie.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's a bit She's All That. It's a bit 10 Things I Hate About You.
Easy A.
It's also, according to BuzzFeed's best rom-coms of all time, Coming to America, which is apparently a rom-com. But it's all based on a lie. I'm not really, I am actually a prince.
Made in Manhattan.
I am actually a man. I am actually a hotel maid, or not. I don't know the storyline of that movie.
I haven't seen it.
I'm actually Amanda Bynes. I'm actually betting Joseph Gordon-Levitt or the other guy that I can date.
Yep.
Yeah.
How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. That's a big one.
Yeah. Never Been Kissed.
Never Been Kissed.
What Women Want.
We'll get into Never Been Kissed. That's a bit almost stalkery.
He doesn't, but he also doesn't tell Helen Hunt that he can read women's minds.
No.
One of the highest grossing rom-coms of all time, too. What Women Want.
Yeah. Not as high as when they redid it and switched it to What Men Want, starring Taraji P. Henson.
That's a very simple movie. Surely it's just...
It's the same movie.
Yeah, but surely if it's What Men Want, it's just a blowjob. The end.
In the elevator, and he's thinking, wow, she's hot. That's basically the scene I've seen.
So they're the tropes that the internet hates that I also hate. And I like...
Big. Sorry.
Based on a lie.
Based on a lie.
I like it when... I don't mind people using them, but they have to use them well.
I think it's gotten to a point now where rom-com, look, let's make a nice movie that people will watch. That's what a rom-com is.
Yeah.
Some Like It Hot.
It's
based on a lie.
Oh, yeah, that's true. It's based on a couple of lies.
Okay, yeah.
And then, nobody's perfect at the end. I'm going to marry you even though you're a man, and that's probably not allowed in...
Not in the 20s.
20s. They were too busy worried about
Gang
alcohol
violence.
to worry about gay marriage.
Yeah.
So, tropes, I'm generally okay with tropes, and I understand that people go to movies expecting certain things, and that's why tropes work a lot of the time. But those ones, particularly the one makeover, the based on a lie, the misunderstanding where, with 3 words, you can fix the whole issue, they're the 3 that really get me.
Yeah.
And I don't think you can do them well. I think they're just too overused.
Yeah.
And overused simply.
Yeah, there's not a lot of
room to move with
fresh ideas. I can't think of the last rom-com that was a new rom-com.
Well, we talked about Bros and how he wanted to make a different rom-com.
But he ended up making a tropey one, which is
a very tropey rom-com.
They hate each other at the start, but then like each other at the end.
Yeah. He tries the makeover, but he doesn't work because
Yeah.
he can't go to the gym without being an idiot.
Yep.
And then he makes a big public declaration of love.
Yep. Which is disgusting. Sorry, I can't get over it. I'll talk
about
about how bad it is until I'm blue in the face.
The song is terrible as well. It's not quite based on a lie, but there are misunderstandings because neither of them are very good at communicating.
No.
There's misunderstandings about open relationship, not homonormative, heteronormative.
I think the other trope that I touched on before that really annoys me is how in rom-coms and general romance as well, people are just way too quick to forgive.
Yeah.
You
kissed your high school mate in the alley, but, it's okay.
10 things I hate. How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. Sorry, I get them confused because they have the word 10 in the title.
Don't start talking about the movie 10. Yeah. Very different.
How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. They both lie to each other.
Flat out.
To a ridiculous level.
Yeah.
Right? And then it all leads up and then they get found out and then it's 5 minutes later, actually, we're a good couple. We should stay together.
We're both liars. Let's stay together.
Yeah. Why don't we try being in a relationship where we're not lying to each other, see how that works out?
Well, Hugh Grant forgives Andy McDowell pretty quickly in 4 Weddings as well.
Yeah.
You got engaged to someone else, slept with me while you were engaged to somebody else, and then left the country.
Never Been Kissed was a big forgive too quickly thing as well.
Yeah, but also, I guess, in those kind of situations, the same as How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, they're both liars, but in Never Been Kissed, one's a liar and one's on the list. Now,
Yeah.
Because it's like,
Yeah.
I've been flirting with a 17-year-old for all this time.
Yep.
Now I realise she's 24. I can't be annoyed at her for lying because she knows I've been flirting with a 17-year-old.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's my number. No.
So, do you want a little bit of history of the rom-com? So apparently, a few places and researchers say that really the rom-com genre started with Much Ado About Nothing,
Yeah.
Shakespeare's play.
He's a
in
big rom-com.
1572.
He started the tropes.
He started the tropes because
In Much Ado About Nothing,
they lie to each
they
other.
get on a carriage to the docks instead of getting a taxi to the airport. That was my joke.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I mean? I just couldn't think about what the oldie version...
Thought you were actually remembering a scene from Much Ado About Nothing.
I couldn't think what the oldie version of an airport was.
Okay.
The docks.
Yeah.
Because they're going on a transatlantic voyage to the New World. Quick, my love.
I don't
there
think
you go.
there was the New World then in Shakespeare's day.
Didn't old mate go and colonise in the 1500s?
They were going to the Mediterranean to go and pick up some more workers.
In Much Ado About Nothing or in real life?
In real life,
Okay.
probably. Yeah.
Okay.
More
this
likely,
isn't a history lesson.
More likely they were going across the Mediterranean to what they at that time called the Dark Continent.
They were probably going down
and then that's
to
the
get some more employees.
prequel to Othello.
Yep.
Anyway, there's lots, right? The highest grossing rom-com of all time.
Right.
According to
didn't
Box Office
you say What Women
Mojo.
Want?
No, What Women Want is the second highest grossing rom-com of all time, according to Box Office Mojo. I don't think this is adjusted for inflation. What Women Want was $182 million.
That can't be right.
Box Office Mojo, I don't know.
Then surely that new one that came out last year with Hottie and Boobs.
Glenn Powell.
Yeah.
Well, then it's not adjusted for inflation. Because the number one is My Big Fat Greek Wedding with $241 million.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So that's that. The romantic comedy movies, right? There's a list of them. And it goes all the way back to 1912.
Anyone But You made $220 million.
All right. Well, sorry, Box Office Mojo. What are you trying to do?
That's bad. Sorry, no, I shouldn't say that that's bad. But I thought it was more popular than that.
I'm actually going to tell you one adjusted for inflation. In 1918, a movie called Mickey came out.
Oh, yeah, directed by Tony Basil.
No, directed by F. Richard Jones.
Okay.
The film became an instant hit all over the world with lines stretching for blocks. It was the highest grossing motion picture in the world in 1918, grossing $18 million. It was in the theaters for 4 years.
Oh, God.
Tickets were between 25 cents and $1. Adjusting for inflation in 2024 dollars, it grossed $372 million.
There you go.
Adjusting for the fourfold increase in world population, it would have brought in a potential box office gross over a 4-year period of $1.4 billion.
Adjusted for the... Okay, yeah. Because they just assume that if...
Back adjusted for the fact that cinema is dead.
So it
it's
would have
released
made
straight
$20.
to Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
So that is the first feature film rom-com.
Did they run to the airport?
They did not run to the airport. Adjusting for the fact that... Well, this is another adjustment. Adjusting for the fact that 1918 to 1922 were the years of the pandemic of the Spanish flu and were following World War I, it is impossible to calculate the incredible success Mickey would have achieved in a healthier, more peaceful world. Me too, Wikipedia.
Oh.
How did I get that box office so wrong?
Don't know.
Anyway, that's just a little tidbit
Great.
that I have about romantic comedies. Shall we talk about some films that are annoying rom-coms?
Yeah, I think, there's a lot. Okay. I said it before that I'm not a rom-com guy because they're all the same, right?
Yep.
And they're predictable and tropey and you know what's going to happen. That's what predictable means. So that's why, like, some of them are funny.
Yep.
The other trope is that they have to have a serious moment in there.
Yeah, well, there has to be some real love.
Why can't it be based on comedy?
Because love is not funny. Love is a serious part of the human condition.
Love can be funny.
Probably.
Isn't that how it goes? Love is patient. Love is funny.
I am nominating a lot based on those tropes that I've said that I hate.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm nominating for based on a lie, Never Been Kissed and Coming to America.
I am nominating Never Been Kissed.
I don't know about Coming to America. I don't count that as a romantic comedy, but the internet does.
Okay. I watched one
the
that
internet,
was a
I mean
recent
Reddit.
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not Quora. I watched a recent one that was a Prime one. And it's based on it's kind of based on a lie. It's one of those, here's a situation that gets out of control. It's called My Fake Boyfriend, and it's a gay one.
Oh.
And two heteros, played by one of the Sprouse ones and the girl from Modern Family, are way too invested in Keenan Lonsdale's relationship.
I love Keenan Lonsdale.
He's
Partly
all
because I
right
love
in this.
Simon.
They create whichever, let's just say Cole Sprouse, even though it's probably Dylan, creates a...
I think it's Dylan because Cole is in Riverdale.
Oh, is it
Isn't
that
he?
one?
Let me look it up while
Anyway,
you talk.
the Sprouse, he makes an fake social media account of a new guy that Keenan Lonsdale is apparently dating in order to force him to get over his toxic ex.
Oh, it's Dylan.
Yeah, okay. And then it gets way too out of control
Yep.
because then he gets all these followers and then he gets all these brand deals and he's not a real person.
So he becomes an accidental influencer as
Yeah.
well as a fake boyfriend.
Yeah.
Oh, my days.
And then, of course, Keenan Lonsdale meets someone and is like, I think I love this guy, but I'm with my fake boyfriend.
So he has to...
So they have to kill off the fake boyfriend.
Catfish him.
Yeah.
So then, is that a forgive the friend too quick? Does he forgive?
They forgive
Cole
the
Sprouse
friend
for
too quick.
leading him along?
But then also,
Dylan Sprouse?
guy that he's then interested in forgives Keenan Lonsdale too quick.
For having a fake boyfriend.
Kind of being a sociopath.
And dating an online person. So
Yeah.
is that... You're nominating that?
I'm nominating that because it's dumb.
Okay.
And the most frustrating thing about it is that there's this confession apology thing. And then he's like, it all started because I needed to know what love means. I'm like, that is not at all why you started it. You started it because you wanted your ex to fuck off.
Yeah.
And then the worst part of the whole movie is he has either housemate or neighbor, not sure, who's like, we've used this term before, mystical Asian.
Oh, okay, yeah. From our favourite sitcom Happy Endings.
Yeah. And no, it's in Friends with College.
Oh, it's in Friends from College, the worst one, yeah.
And then the whole end of the movie is he looks at the camera and says, love wins, but not in English. So I said fuck off a few times in the movie.
He doesn't say that in English.
No, he says it in, like, Mandarin.
In mystical Asian language.
Yeah, he goes, I'm not going to do it because it'll seem racist. Yeah.
Wow.
Dumb.
Okay. I'm going to nominate... Well, another one that's based on a lie is The Engagement, just going back a little bit, which I haven't seen, I said, but I should see.
What's The Engagement?
Isn't the... On the proposal.
The proposal.
Yeah, because she's like, I need to pretend
she needs a green card.
Is it?
Yeah, because she's Canadian.
Ryan Reynolds is Canadian.
But not in the movie.
Oh, fuck.
He's from Alaska.
That's weird. Okay. Groundhog Day.
Groundhog Day, number one. Oh, sorry, too early.
Frustrating because...
It's not funny.
Yeah. Yeah, it has funny moments, and it's frustrating because he's bad. Like, he's a bad person.
He's a bad person, but we're meant to like him. And I still can't get over I'm going to keep going back in time until I can convince you to sleep with me.
Yeah. It takes him way too long to realise that he has to go back in time to get things right, not to sleep with Andy McDowell.
Yeah, because he kept going back in time, not to get things right in the first place. His main purpose for sticking with it and keep doing it is so he could sleep with Andy McDowell.
Yeah, and then he gives up on that eventually or something.
No, and then he's like, oh, wait, if I now use it to be a good person and make change that's good, she'll sleep with me. So I'll trick her into sleeping with me.
Yeah, that's true. Also, what else have you got?
I have, look, 10 things I hate about you is good, but there were a few moments where I'm like, this is dumb. And it's one of those ones where she changes herself to get Heath Ledger.
I'd change myself. Well, I would have back then, not so much now. Change myself to get Heath Ledger. Michelle Williams moved to Australia to get Heath Ledger.
And look how that turned out.
And named her daughter Matilda.
She just changes her personality. She's all like angsty and feminist and blah, blah, blah. For some reason, then she befriends him and then there's a mix-up, but then they don't know it, but then it forgives too quickly. And the whole thing of him doing a song and dance number down the stairs makes no sense.
I think with that, they were a little bit trying to take the piss. But it wasn't
they were
far enough, I don't think.
No, I don't think they were. And then Alison Janney plays like the principal of the school. And when she has so much spare time, because apparently principals have spare time.
Yeah, no, they don't.
She writes like erotic novels in her office. I'm like, this is inappropriate, Alison Janney.
Unprofessional. That's going to end you up on a list with the teacher that's trying to have an affair with the 17-year-old reporter that's at your school.
Yep.
I'm going to nominate one that you're going to agree is a shit movie.
4 Weddings and a Funeral.
Mamma Mia. It's
Yes.
frustrating. It's frustrating partly because I don't think the movie is as good as the show. I don't think the show is great.
Yeah.
But the frustrating thing
Is
the
Pierce
premise.
Brosnan. Oh, okay. Yep.
The premise, like your daughter just like invites 3 potential dads and you're just happy to say to your daughter the week before her wedding, yeah, I had an orgy and I don't know who conceived you.
Is that how it is?
They're 3 potential dads and she does, I don't know if it was an orgy, but she basically...
It was all close enough.
Banged 3 guys in a day, 2 days, whatever.
Yeah.
And I don't know which of them's your dad.
And I think the annoying thing is as well is that it's a terrible movie.
Yeah.
Like, for me, it's not frustrating. It's a bad movie.
Well,
but the storyline is stupid.
The storyline annoys me.
Pierce Brosnan can't sing. Sorry, Pierce. Plenty of autotune going on there. I can't remember the singing ability of whichever Skarsgård is in.
I doubt it.
Stellan?
The fat one from Dune.
The old one. Yeah.
The one that is the dad. I don't know. Is the dad of the other Skarsgårds?
Yeah,
I don't know. He's the dad of Amanda
Seyfried. Yeah.
They don't know.
You know there's going to be a third one coming out?
Yeah. She's just said it, Meryl.
Mamma Mia 3, How Can I Resist You?
How can I resist the money?
How can I resist? Yeah, she needs the money.
Yeah.
Because now she's got to pay for Martin Short's stuff. Because they're a couple, apparently.
Oh,
Meryl Streep and Martin Short.
Is Johnny Depp dating Jenna Ortega?
No.
I saw a picture.
No.
Well, I don't know. I'm asking the question.
Like Tim Burton's wet dream. What are you talking about?
I saw a thing on Facebook.
Tim Burton is literally jizzing in his pants right now.
I saw a thing on Facebook.
Nah, not a chance.
Hang on.
She's all over the place at the moment because she's in a new Sabrina Carpenter video clip and the Beetlejuice is
So
coming
the
out.
thing I saw was a picture of Jenna Ortega put in front of a picture of Johnny Depp
Yep.
And then a quote from her saying, "Leave us alone." Clickbait, but I didn't click. I've just
Okay.
asked about it in public instead.
I
Jenna
think-
Ortega,
yeah.
this is from Vanity Fair. Jenna Ortega recoils at Johnny Depp dating rumors. The 20-year-old Scream star called online claims that she was in a romance with the 60-year-old actor ridiculous.
Okay, now I need to apologise for Tim Burton that is assuming your wet dream was a 20-year-old dating a 60-year-old. I apologise. I thought she was a bit older and I thought he was a bit younger. I didn't realise he was 60. He'd fucking love it though.
He would. He would. He's already thinking, I can... Well, this makes what you said even weirder. Helena and Johnny are Jenna's parents.
Yeah, but they're not together anymore, are they? Helena Bonham Carter and Tim Burton. Anyway,
They'll get together for a movie again.
You know what kind of movie Tim Burton hasn't made?
Beetlejuice 2.
A rom-com.
He hasn't made a rom-com. You're right. I'm also going to nominate... This one's more I'm nominating because it's problematic. Shallow Hal.
Yeah, I was going to watch that again, but then I decided I didn't want to because I knew it was bad.
And it's like he's hypnotized to only see the love in the beauty inside someone.
Yeah. So they have to be thin.
So that
be
is
beautiful.
then visually represented by a traditionally hot person.
Yeah.
And the poster is her singing the one end of a canoe while she's skinny.
Is that the poster? I thought it was the one where they're standing side by
maybe
side
that's
and it's the shadow.
Oh, maybe that's the iconic scene. No, you're thinking of Star Wars Episode 1,
Oh,
where the boy's shadow is Darth Vader.
that's
Spoiler
it.
alert.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking of Jar Jar Binks, not Gwyneth Paltrow. Both just as annoying.
You know what's also annoying?
Actually, Gwyneth Paltrow is more annoying than Jar Jar Binks.
You know what's also really annoying about Shallow Hal? Jack Black's not hot.
No. That's
So
the other bit tropey thing a bit about rom-coms.
That's the sitcom trope.
The sitcom trope is
Fat, ugly husband.
there's a
hot
Scrubs
wife.
thing where they're doing like trivia
Yeah.
or something. They're doing a quiz and it's Turk and Carla and JD and his new girlfriend. Can't remember which one. I think it's Kylie. He has a lot. And they're like, all right, now on to the next category. Chubby TV husbands and the smoking hot woman that would never actually be married to them.
And sometimes they're not even fat. They're just not good looking. Like, even if, like, the Flintstones obviously is the beginning
Yeah.
of fat
Honeymooners.
and hot honeymooners. Even the Jetsons. Like, George is not drawn as attractively as Mrs. Jetson. King of Queens.
King of Queens. Family
Everybody
Guy,
loves Raymond.
Raymond.
Family Guy's taking the piss out of it, though.
The Simpsons.
Yeah. There's just so many.
Another
a
one
very
popped in my head.
tropey
and it
thing.
Popped out. Back to rom-coms.
Can I nominate a sitcom? I'm actually just going to nominate one episode of a sitcom.
Is it the final episode of Friends?
Correct.
Okay.
Get
Is
off.
it one line?
Yeah, she got off the fucking plane. Oh my god. Anyway,
I'm
writing
good.
that
We're not going to
final-
dig into that
I'm
because we'll
writing-
be here for 3 hours.
final episode Friends. I'm writing it on my list.
We've touched on it, but have we discussed in depth Never Been Kissed?
No, other than saying Matthew Varton's probably on it. Michael Varton's probably on a list.
It has the trope of it's based on a lie.
Yep.
It gets out of hand. He's too quick to forgive.
And doesn't she like take off her fake braces and then she's hot at the end, kind of thing?
No, she gets a makeover during it
Oh yeah.
because, and then there's this one thing, right?
Oh, she has to get a makeover because she starts ugly, and they're like, "You've never been kissed. We're going to give you a
'Cause-
makeover so you can
Yeah,
be kissed."
she has to become friends with the popular ones. So by the way of doing that is that her brother, David Arquette, goes back to school as well, and then tells lies about her to make her seem more popular.
Oh.
But then David Arquette has no problem. David Arquette's character has no problem just kind of dating a 16-year-old.
Oh, that's there too. Yeah.
Yeah. It's weird. And then the end is
Yeah.
way too stupid, and she's standing out there, and she's never been kissed. And then he comes up, even though she lied to him, and kisses her.
Yeah, that's annoying.
And also, she does this thing during the movie where she keeps correcting people's grammar.
Because she's a writer.
But then it never pays off.
Oh.
It's not like there's some punchline at the end just before the end. It's like, can I kiss you? And then she's like, may I kiss you? And then they kiss. That was my attempt at a Drew Barrymore's lisp, but I can't do it.
Yeah. That's weird. I don't like things that are just in there. Like, I know you can have just jokes in there, but you want, if you repeat something, for it to pay off. 2 more nominations I have, which are the big 2 that we've based this whole month on.
Oh,
so
weddings.
Do you have anything else to nominate before
I have
that?
one based on somebody that commented on our Instagram.
Yes.
Cortex commented the movie from 2020 called Super Intelligence.
Okay.
Starring Melissa McCarthy. I'd never heard of this movie.
Oh, I have.
Cortex, not sure I'm happy that you suggested it. One, it's not funny.
Oh.
It's Melissa McCarthy kind of being Melissa McCarthy, but she's done a lot better at a lot of other movies.
Okay.
But it's Melissa McCarthy and her husband producing a movie that Melissa McCarthy stars in that her husband directs.
All right.
And then, so there's this AI thing.
Yep.
That is tracking Melissa McCarthy of all people for some reason.
Yep.
She's not interesting at all. She's just a normal person. And then...
That's how they're going to get us.
There's some reasoning behind it is that AI is... The world's going to end. I can save it, but I have to learn more about human interaction to save humans.
Oh, so it's
Something like that. It's like Black Mirror, but a RomCom movie.
It's very sci-fi. AI wants to save us, not destroy us. Very fiction sci-fi.
You know where it lost me? The voice of the AI is Melissa McCarthy's character's favourite celebrity, James Corden.
Oh.
The voice is James Corden. When I was reading the credits, I thought it said James Marsden. And I was like, okay, I like James Marsden. Then it was James Corden, and I'm like, oh, no. I have to listen to him the whole time. He simulates his voice as James Corden because it's more soothing to her. And then I think it's set in the near future, and there's a lot of references to carpool karaoke. And I'm like, if carpool karaoke is still around in the near future, I don't want to be a part of it.
I'll let AI take over. Well, the plot says 8 years ago, Carol Peters left her. Oh, no, that's 8 years before the movie starts. Yeah. Okay.
So then it's like they have to save the day.
We're happy to take recommendations from the listeners, including Cortex, who hosts Camp Pride Flicks at Pride of our Footscray, where we will be next week.
I think it was okay. I don't think it was terrible. It was just dumb.
Which I guess ticks the box of annoying rom-com that we wanted.
And then the AI James Corden had the ability to just do things. Like put $10 million into her bank account and buy her a house without her knowing, and buy her a car that drives itself without knowing.
So she falls in love with the AI.
No, her ex is Bobby Cannavale.
It's not like her.
No.
Okay.
The ex is Bobby Cannavale, and then he's like, I can see in your history that you were living together, and then it didn't work out. Why? There's no closure. If I'm going to save the world, you need to get closure. It's something like that.
Oh, so if I need to save the world, you, ordinary woman, need to get back together with ordinary man.
You need to show me why that relationship that seems good didn't work out, so I have a deeper understanding about human emotion.
The twist should have been that he's using that deeper understanding of human emotion to destroy the world, and the whole thing's actually a Terminator prequel.
Yep. Her name was Sarah Connor.
Super intelligence.
Yep.
Okay. And I'm nominating 4 Weddings and Bros that we don't need to talk about because there are full episodes about that. Do we...
You know what, Lee?
Yeah.
Overall, the movie's good, but there are some frustrating moments in Love Actually.
Yeah. I'm not going to nominate it.
I'm not going to nominate it. I'm just saying there's one whole storyline that's terrible.
It ticks lots of boxes of the things we've talked about tonight. But I like it too much to nominate it. So, we've got a lot on this list.
There's a lot.
4 Weddings and Bros, I think, are up there.
Groundhog Day's up there for me.
The final episode of Friends is up there for me. Long-time listeners
Honourable
will know
mention.
That.
Never Been Kissed is pretty frustrating.
Yeah, okay. I did put What Women Want on there, but I don't know. I think Groundhog Day is just a badly aged story.
Okay.
I also added My Big Fat Greek Wedding. We didn't really talk about it, but it's kind of just based on misunderstandings.
Because he doesn't speak Greek.
Well, it's like, is it trying to fit in, and then like the old Greek ladies want this, but that's not him, and she's bringing in an outsider. That's whole kind of misunderstanding thing. I'm not nominating it for a top 5.
Shallow Hal.
Shallow Hal, annoying concept. I also forgot that I wrote down 50 First Dates. I don't know if that's frustrating because it's bad or just because I don't want to watch Adam Sandler for 2 hours.
Probably both.
Mamma Mia? We talked about The Proposal a lot.
We have, but it's not frustrating. It's just tropey.
That's true. Mamma Mia?
Mamma Mia.
Annoying. If we change from frustrating to annoying.
Mamma Mia.
Annoying. Shallow Hal, annoying. Never Been Kissed, annoying. Final episode of Friends, annoying. 4 Weddings, annoying. Bros, annoying. So is 4 Weddings number 1? Out of those 5, I think it is.
But it depends. I would watch 4 Weddings more than
Mamma Mia.
Mamma Mia.
But
or
it's more
Shallow
annoying.
Hal. It is more annoying because the characters are stupid.
Shallow Hal is a worse movie, though.
Yeah. But it's not annoying. It's offensive.
I'll put Shallow Hal in 5 then.
Okay.
Because it's annoying in its problematicness.
Yeah. Mamma Mia 2.
Bros 3.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll watch Bros again.
Never Been Kissed 4.
Yeah, actually, I think I'll watch Bros before I watch Shallow Hal or Never Been Kissed again.
That's true.
4 Weddings and a Funeral is the most annoying rom-com according to Two Drink Cinema.
Of all time.
We had one more nomination.
Yes.
From someone that I think didn't read the comedy word when we wrote romantic comedy on the thing. But it is very annoying, so I'm going to mention it. Jess nominated Titanic. Because there's so much room on that door.
Oh, fuck off. Yep. I knew it was going to be that. I knew it.
It's very frustrating.
Okay. I'm just putting this out there once and for all. We're never going to talk about this again. There was room. Room isn't the issue. Buoyancy is the issue.
Okay.
That is not a dig at Kate Winslet's. Wait, I was watching ER the other day, and because it's new.
Yeah.
No. Titanic came out when ER was on.
Yeah.
Is what I meant.
Yeah.
They were talking about Titanic, and the girl medical student wanted to take the doctor that's not Noah Wyle out to date and see Titanic. And he's like, no, I don't want to go. It's a chick flick. And so he asked Noah Wyle, it's a chick flick. And then the girl goes, oh, but Kate Winslet gets naked. And then the guy goes, I don't care. Like, he didn't say, I don't care, but like, no. And?
Oh. Ouch.
Rude.
So our top 5, Shallow Hal in number 5, Never Been Kissed in number 4, Bros in number 3, Mamma Mia in number 2, and 4 Weddings and a Funeral is the most annoying rom-com according to Two Drink Cinema. If you disagree, let us know on the socials or in the Two Drink Cinema Facebook group.
I have seen all of those, and I think I said fuck off the most at 4 Weddings and a Funeral. Okay. So I think that in terms of the number of times I said fuck off, that also works.
All right. I say fuck off anytime someone mentions the final episode of Friends. So that's the honourable mention.
I say fuck off every time you mention.
Thanks for listening to another episode of Two Drink Cinema. If you haven't got your tickets for us live with Rainbow Popcorn at Pride of Our Footscray, then make sure you do that. I'll put the link in the episode description. There'll be lots of popcorn.
Lots of popcorn.
My friend has a popcorn machine. And I might be bringing it to Pride. So if you want to come to Pride and get some popcorn and watch Rainbow Popcorn, you have worked with Mon to make a fantastic cocktail.
Yes.
Then make sure you jump on the link in the episode description to buy some tickets. Thank you, Brett.
Thanks, Lee. Cheers. Thanks for listening to Two Drink Cinema. We would like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which this podcast was produced and pay our respects to elders past and present.
If you'd like to support the podcast, either leave a tip or become a member for early access to these episodes by using the link in the show notes.
Join the Facebook group for more chat about the movies we review, and make sure you follow us on the socials to keep up to date.
Hit the subscribe button and leave us a review on your podcast app.
Happy viewing and drink responsibly.